Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of Commons. Before we go with this show today, let's have the guys introduce themselves. From my left, Aldi.
LD Demola from Los Angeles, California.
Valentine from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Austin Sharp Ndukwe from Houston, Texas.
Oh, well, I forgot to say where I am. Pascal Atoma, downtown Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
Yes, we might be looking bright. We might be looking like we are happy, but we are not. Yeah. The main country that we come from, Nigeria, is at war. So our topic for today is police brutality in Nigeria, which all of you can see on social media is hashtagged EndSARS, right? Mm-hmm. EndSARS, end police brutality, bringing new government, if not new government, better governance in Nigeria. Most of you here might not know what SARS means. SARS means Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How they say it in American slang?
Special Anti-Robbery Squad. You said it right.
Huh?
You got it perfect.
I got it perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, it's because of some of our fans that, you know, they say Oscar has come with his accent again. I couldn't hear that one. I only hear that one.
You got it perfect.
They always say they only hear the one with big head. Once they say that, I know it's LD.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
Wow. Very interesting. Okay, so today's show, Sharp is very familiar with the political history of Nigeria, mm-hmm. and I'm sure Sharp can tell us go in depth on Sharp. How do we get here?
You mean how we got here?
Yeah, how do we get to this point where the youth have to go on the street in almost the 36 states of Nigeria to fight for this, even though in some states, we're gonna go deep into it. But how do we get there? Can you give the audience a background formation of the country, the entity called Nigeria?
Well, Nigeria, of course, is located in Western Africa. And again, Lagos is the commercial capital of Nigeria. And Abuja is the business capital of Nigeria.
You mean the administrative capital?
Capital of Nigeria. It's a country of about 200 and something million people with multiple ethnic groups and tribes in there, well-educated people, loving people and happy people. Nigeria got its independence back in the days of 1960 from Great Britain, England, United Kingdom. So since then, Nigeria has been struggling with the so-called democracy. At some point in time, the military intervened in Nigerian government, and they ruled Nigeria for quite a long time. And at some point in time, they decided to go and allow democratically elected government to come in. Now, the problem with Nigeria today is governance. We have been struggling to find the best way to govern ourselves. We adopted the American system of government, the presidential system of government, and since then, it's been a whole lot of struggle. But to me, it seemed like we still need to go a little bit more to study how the presidential system of government operates and functions. So far, we have very domineering type of government. I should call it unitary system of government right now. They claim we have presidential, but in practice, it's unitary system.
So they claim you mean they claim we have democracy, but it's really not democracy.
It is not. We have the power dominance coming from the center. They claim we have federal system of government in Nigeria, but it's not. The federating units are not, they have no idea what it means to be in federation. So imagine a country of about 200 plus something million. We say we're a democratic country, but you still have what they call Nigerian police force. In Nigeria, they don't have state police. They have no city police. They have no county police. It's federal government police. So if anything is happening in any part of Nigeria, the power comes from the center. And if the state government is not in good terms with the federal government will probably refuse to delegate police departments to help to maintain peace and order. So it's a crazy environment, crazy society.
It's not how do I put it? It's not it's black. The country is in a black mode now. But before I go, Sharp, thank you very much for that. Valentine, can you please add more light on how do we get here, Valentine? You know, you lived in Nigeria, you went to school in Nigeria, high school in Nigeria. How did we get here? Can you tell us your experience of Nigeria from that time you were in Nigeria till today?
How did we get here, man? My brother, man, if I tell you that I am not sad or upset, I mean, I'm lying to you, just like every other Nigerian. But the question is, how did we get here? The bottom line is we got here from bad governance, from historically our bad leaders, from the people that took power by force, from the military rule, from the time that we decided we want to get our independence, from the first set of rulers, and then how we transitioned from military rule into, technically we became a federal state where we said, or to have a democratic set of system, but we never had those kind of system. Our system of governance is just basically in anarchy. So we see an oligarchic kind of system. We see a system that is dominated by a certain few people, the elites in Nigeria, that only wants to stay in power. This power hungry set of individuals. And it's just greed. That's how we got here. Greed and lack of leadership and accountability from the people that we supposedly elected to rule us. You understand?
Yeah.
These people are supposed to lead us in the right direction. We put, from the time we were young, I know it's the same set of leaders that we've had. Obasanjo, Buhari, Gowa. These are the people that have been ruling us since in their 30s. Now they're in their 80s and they're still ruling us. So we didn't go anywhere. We've always been here. So it's not like, how did we get here? We've always been here. They've not, I mean, we're going to delve more into this issue, but it's the same set of wicked people that have been ruling us for years. I'll let you go on.
Okay, thank you very much. LD,
From my
the topic
perspective,
is, how do we get here that we're talking about, is how do we get to the point where police can brutalize any indigenous of Nigeria and get away with it. And this is not something that started yesterday. This has been going on for years.
Yeah, I mean,
to the point where they formed, where they keep coming up with this unit, that unit, they keep killing us. They keep.
Do you remember Operation Sweep?
Yes. So LD, were you born in America or in Nigeria?
I was born in America, raised in Nigeria. So I lived in Nigeria.
Raised in Nigeria. Right. So when you were in Nigeria, was it this bad?
Well, it was obviously progressing towards inevitable worse. It was never getting better, right? And this is actually stuff that I've talked to my friends about. Every New Year's party, every party that we ever had, it was just discussions about how bad Nigeria is getting. And the number one, I believe economics first. I always said this, even the conversations that we've had before this, we've talked about this kind of thing. I believe economics first. Then technocrats, the people who are actually the skilled laborers, are the people who actually have the skills to do the work. Now, if you look at the foundation of Nigeria, I ask people all the time. First of all, they say we gained independence in 1960. Independence theoretically or independence practically? Are we really independent from the people who gave us independence? No, we're not. That's one. Number two, is it possible for us to be self-sustained without any, what are we without the hands of other entities, without the UK, without the United States of America? Because Nigeria's economy, middle class, is funded by Nigerians in diaspora. That's one fact. So if we talk about, we have oil, we have natural resources, we have a lot of beautiful things. But if I have these things in theory and I can't make anything of them, then do I have anything? And if you look at the value of human life, if we just go straight to the basic of the animal kingdom, if there's no honey, the bees can't live. If there's no honey, the bees die. If there's no economy to sustain the amount of people that we have, it's kind of inevitable that different versions of death just keep transpiring. So whether it's starvation, whether it's police brutality, it all stems from a root that we all understand. We just don't really know how to fix it because there's so many factors keeping it at bay. So many factors. I don't believe Nigeria's problems are just Nigerian. There's obviously outside bodies that need Nigeria to be in the gutter because that makes the resources cheap. There's actually a show on Showtime. It's called Billions. It's an American show about investors. And I remember one episode specifically. These investors invest in companies. They're stockbrokers and financiers and stuff. They were investing in, someone was buying Nigeria. That was one of the episodes. Someone was buying the country, as a business transaction. So there's so many things that we'll go into today. But the way I see it, the perspective I see it from, and not just Nigeria, any civilization in general, there has to be a root connected to something that breeds fruit that the people live off of. What is that thing in Nigeria? I believe that's where it starts. And then it kind of trickles down into the other issues.
Okay, for me to answer this question, how do we get there? How do we get here? I need the viewers to refer to our last episode. Mm-hmm. The title of our last episode, I think it was Liberation of Africa. How do we liberate Africa? So this show, we shot it a month and a half ago, right? Mm-hmm. We shot this show a month and a half, and all we were talking about was how can the youth get into a position where the technocrats amongst them can take over leadership. Because instead of us in the year 2020 still having analog leaders, whereas the world has gone digital. Yep. That was the mainstay of our last topic. For me, this is a kind of too emotional for me to talk about, but I'm going to summarize it this way. We got here because since the inception of independence, since we got independence, like Austin Shashab said it, we have been recycling the same leaders.
Fact.
Either we have them in uniform as military leader, or we have them in mufti as civilian leader, but the same leaders. And these leaders took power. They came into position when they were in between 25 and 33 years old. Shab.
Yes.
Shab. Do you remember Gowon, how old he was when he was the Army Chief of Staff in 1966? He was only 31 years old. When Ojukwu led the Biafran War,
right.
Ojukwu was an officer before he was able to lead the Biafran War. Ojukwu was 33 years old.
Wow.
Right.
Obasanjo was 20-something. Gowon, what is his other name? Atiku. Ojukwu, Atiku, Obasanjo, Babangida, Buhari. These guys have been in power since 1960s. These guys are still in power till today. When I was in primary school, Buhari, I think probably going to secondary, Buhari was the military head of state. Now I am 48 good years old. I'm a man now. How old was Obama when he became the president? 48. I'm asking, do you understand? So that the viewers can understand how we got here.
Yeah.
So how old was Obama when he became the president? I'm 48 years old. The man that was the military head of state, president, when I was in primary school, is still the president today.
Wow.
I've been through high school. I've been through university. I've run businesses. I've been in overseas. This is my 25th year overseas.
Same
25 years in exile. 25 years as a voluntary slave, because that's what I feel like I am. Let me tell you guys something, man. Something got to be done. Something got to be done. Yes, the hashtag says end SARS. That's the hashtag. But it's not really about only police brutality. It's time to flush the toilet. It is time to flush the toilet. You just feel like someone has been using the toilet without flushing it.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
That's how we got here. We're living in a house where somebody has been using the toilet, but there's no flushing, no water to flush it, nowhere to flush it.
And it stinks.
And it stinks.
Do you think
that's why Nigeria stinks? So go ahead, LD.
Do you think, because there's something that we discussed last time that Uncle Shop Shop mentioned. We were talking about,
okay.
No, we were talking about how our culture and our tradition transfers into our corporate and kind of government. Like the way I will respect someone who's 1 second older than me as my elder translates into the workforce and into government, which could be a good thing, but it could also be detrimental. Like if I feel like I'm disrespecting someone who is being completely inept with his leadership, but I can't say anything because he's my elder, but it's actually, when you look at the profit and loss, it's actually affecting the process and the result. If that trickles into our culture, how do we balance? And I'm just saying that's just one layer. We know that's part of it, right? That's part of how we govern, right? People are scared to mention something to their elders or something like that. How do we balance tradition? And Valentine spoke on it too. Balance tradition and logic and actually make result, because it seems like it's becoming more and more of a problem.
I think, Sharp, you can go first, please.
Yeah,
so that we rotate like this, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Your question is well taken, and I just think the problem we're having today in Nigeria is being set for what we're getting today for a long time. The foundation has been laid for a very long time. The elites in Nigeria refuse to accept the truth. And I will not blame the elites too, because, you know, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, and anytime you come to talk to the people around and they attempt to listen to you and take your word for anything, then it means you have the edge. But from what I see that is happening in Nigeria now, looks like it seems like it's not going to be like business as usual again, because it has gotten to that boiling point where people can no longer stomach that. We have seen the youths taking up positions. When are they on the streets?
So that means you're saying that the youth, that like what LD was asking now, that now the youth are getting their mouth to ask the older people the question.
Exactly.
Thank you, my brother. That's exactly what we are beginning to see on the ground in Nigeria today. They have, whether the youths have listened to the adults, just like we know our culture, whatever the elderly man says or elderly individual says to you, you just accept it. You don't question or argue anything. So you accept it. But it seemed like we have accepted this for too long. So it's gotten to that boiling point where the patience is no longer there. If you watch what happened on the streets of Lagos in particular, if you pay closer attention to what I saw happen in Lagos, it is systemic. If you watch the way the attacks were carried on, as much as I don't really buy the idea of going on violence when you are protesting and wanting to make your voice heard, I don't believe we should go out there to destroy properties or infrastructures that we know that is supposed to serve us, or infrastructures that we've been using. Of course, we're so short in infrastructure. So the little ones that we have, I don't think we should.
But Sharp, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, right? The protest in Nigeria, that protest was going on very peacefully. It was very peaceful. The youths were even cleaning after themselves. Did you guys know, Valentine, you didn't see it?
I saw it. 100%.
They were even cleaning after themselves. The protest got out of hand when the military of Buhari, President Buhari, the godfather devil, Tinubu, whatever his name is, Aswaju, whatever his name is, Tinubu, and commanded their puppet governor, Sanwo-Olu, and the rest of them, 3 of them, they know what they did, and they agreed to send the military with sharp with live bullets. First, before they even send this military to the Lekki toll gate, they called their puppets to switch off the power, the electricity, so that the kids can be now in complete darkness. And they removed the CCTV, the security
I heard about that.
cameras. Do you understand, Sharp? So when Sharp was talking about looting, and the kids did not set out to loot anywhere. Right. The kids did not set out violently. Then you go to Abuja, we had the Buhari team bringing in talks from the northern side and equipping them to go and attack innocent protesters. You saw it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, right. But Audi, since I'm already speaking, I'm gonna, let me answer my own question, right? Audi, so what you were saying about the African system, making it, the Nigerian culture, making it where the youth cannot tell the old man that you're doing something wrong. That was last 2 weeks. Since last 2 weeks, that has been killed and buried. It will never happen again. Nigeria will never be the same again. There's no way in the world someone in this digital age can sit down and let an analog motherfucker, I'm going to use, sorry audience, I'll use that language, an analog motherfucker be ruling us at this point in time and destroying everything. All they know how to do is how to loot wealth. You heard about Tinubu running to France.
I thought that was a joke.
If Tinubu Sharp did not do anything wrong, why did he run within 12 hours of the shooting?
That's exactly why
Go ahead, Sharp.
Yeah, that's exactly why I was going on what I saw that happened. I kind of saw list that was put out there. I don't know how authentic that list was, but I noticed that seemed like most places that got bombed were properties owned by Tinubu. I cannot confirm this, but that's
so some of them were, but the youth were burning any property owned by Tinubu and by the government.
It was targeted, and I really don't. I know they say there's no smoke without fire, and there's nothing that goes up that don't come down.
That's right.
For whatever reason, these young people targeted a particular properties in town. Means they probably have some kind of information on knowledge.
They have solid information. They have solid information.
Well, they have the internet. They have access to the internet and to information that they need to get. I mean, from what I saw yesterday, there was, I don't know if it's anonymous or some group that was putting out the personal information on Twitter and online of government officials, of their kids. But here's the thing, though, because I've heard a lot of people who are not okay with that, and I can understand. But we are talking about a group of 200 and something million people in Nigeria who maybe the top 5% are the only ones eating. The other 95%, no one cares about.
How much percent did you say?
So if maybe only the top 5% are eating in Nigeria, the other 95%.
They top 2.5%.
Exactly. No one else cares about
it's just those military boys who mention their names and their friends.
Exactly. So if every day when I go to Lagos and I'm driving and there's a kid who's 5 years old selling gala on the street for school fees and no one cares about her, why should I be upset that someone's releasing the information of a political thief when, you know what I'm saying, when there's kids who can't eat food? Like, my uncle showed me a video yesterday. I don't know his name. I don't know too many Nigerian politicians, but he was showing his house and he had a Rolls Royce parked in his house with the red carpet and one of those things that they put in front of clubs, and they switch out the cars basically every week. And this guy's taking a tour. He's saying, don't be jealous of me. I'm living my life. The thing I don't understand about Nigerian culture, though, is I get that we have insecurities that we're trying to fulfill with these things that we have. But as I said about 1960, and we say we have independence, the people who are actually oppressing us look at us like we're a joke. We think like the Queen of England, but the Queen of England looks at us like, I give you 0.0001% of what you're worth, and you divide that amongst your little 2.5%, and you leave your people to die, but you think you're king in your country that you don't even own.
That's the problem, colonial mentality. But Aldi, I'm going to stop you there. VDD, you've been following everything that's been going on, right?
Yes.
VDD.
I mean, you guys have go ahead, Pascal. What's your question?
Okay.
Because I wanted to address something, LD. I wanted to address something, LD.
Okay,
LD
go ahead. Address
asked.
that one first, and I'll hold on to my question. I'll ask you after that. Go ahead.
Okay. LD asked a question about the youths taking over leadership. In terms of we are being conditioned to respect our elders, and that's affecting us for years. I think LD, that question is very valid because if you think about it, leadership should not be confused with wisdom. Our elders, definitely based on their years of experience, they have wisdom, but leadership is entirely different. Nigerian youths, from the age of between 18 to say to before 50, those guys, when they possess that leadership qualities, we're talking about able to communicate, able to like evolve as the time evolves. They are able to delegate, able to get the crowd moving, able to look at the things that needs to be in place and put those things in place, able to address the inequities that persist in societies. Those are leadership qualities. You don't need to be 80 years old to do that. You don't need to be 60 years old to do that. A 20-something years old can look at something that is wrong and pick up that quality and pick up that mantle and want to address that issue. But the mentality and the culture of Nigerians, being that we have to respect, Pascal is older than me. I have to respect everything Pascal says. Pascal may be 100% wrong. Pascal may be saying Pascal will see that this thing is wrong and continue to do that thing that is wrong, and I cannot address it because Pascal is older than me. That is garbage. That ideology is garbage. And I like what Pascal said as of 2 weeks ago, that ideology has died. And Nigeria will never be the same again. And I hope we'll never go back to that stupid mentality where we cannot challenge authority, we cannot challenge leadership. We have to challenge those people who we elect, who we use our constitutional rights to elect them to lead us, and they're leading us in the wrong direction. We have to challenge that mentality. Go ahead, Pascal. What's your question?
Okay, my question now, your answer actually brings me to the question. The president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, right? He's been quiet all along. He's been very quiet, even after the killings, 48 hours after more than 50 people died, right? More than, I don't know the exact number. Some people say 77, some people say 71, but Amnesty International only published that 14 people died, that they have confirmed 14 deaths.
14?
Right? Yeah, so because Amnesty is not gonna confirm anything that they don't have evidence, right? So
yes,
we are gonna go like, let's assume they only killed 14, but
one death is far too many.
This is 14 lives, right? So now the president Muhammadu Buhari today went on air and read what was written for him. No motion attached at all.
It was photoshopped.
Yeah?
It was photoshopped. That's not Buhari. I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know about that, but the question is coming to you. You can take it from there. So now they're telling the youth to get off the streets and start protesting. VD, do you agree with them?
I totally disagree with what Buhari said. I read his the manifesto. I read the speech online. I mean, Buhari, first of all, you did not. I'm addressing you directly, Buhari. I don't know if you're going to listen to this or your comrades are going to listen to this. You did not make mention of the innocent lives that were lost in Lekki Tollgate in your entire speech. You did not you do not send your condolences to the young innocent people, the peaceful protesters that were there dying, that your military men went there to shoot and kill innocent Nigerians that have the same blood that you have. You did not send any condolences. Rather, you are saying you feel sorry for the Oba of Lagos because people vandalized his home. So you are basically encouraging this system of the elites that keeps on oppressing the masses. Let me tell you something, Buhari, and people in your government. You have to go. It's over. The youths are fed up. Bloods that are shed because of your incompetency and your wickedness. You will be tried in international court, because this is acts of genocide. You cannot go. The rule of engagement in any military, in any civilized nation, you don't shoot on innocent protesters. They don't have the opportunity or the right or the weapon to shoot back, that cannot defend themselves. But you went ahead and killed innocent souls. So your government, Buhari, Obasanjo, Atiku, whoever is involved, the Lagos State Governor, Osiba, all of them, Vice President Osibanjo, you guys have blood in your hands. And the time will come, the youth will never forget, you guys will be tried. You guys will be tried.
Yes,
Okay.
Val, thank you very much. I understand you're very, very angry, and your anger is justified. Sharp.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. The question I want to ask you is this. The man they call Aswaju Tinubu, Bola Tinubu, or whatever his name is, why did he run after the shooting within 12 hours? Why did he run to France? Why do you think he ran to? Why do you think he ran away from the country?
Well, I cannot gaze, but I'm just thinking that with the movement he had just made, validates all the accusations on him. You understand?
Yes.
The way when this happened, his name came up from every corner. We heard through rumors, and I can't confirm any of these stories, but it seemed like from rumors, you know, that he was the brain behind everything that has happened. Okay, so when he left the way he did, made it look a lot more suspicious. So and
he ran to France.
He ran to France. I see he been having all kinds of interviews online and stuff, denying that he didn't know anything about this. He was not involved.
Of course, he's going to deny it.
Yeah, I just saw one. That he said he was not the one that ordered the military. It was Buhari.
Okay, so they're beginning to point fingers at themselves. But what this shows you is that it is no longer going to be business as usual, because this time of social media, I think, is the most critical time that will not let or allow the status quo anywhere in the world to survive that long anymore.
That's right.
Because before, people did not have access to media outlets where they can share their news and let the rest of the world see and know what is going on around them. But this time, you can just close your eye and put it out there. So status quo business is no longer going to be he's running away from Nigeria now, and his cohorts, others in the same country at this time, I believe that most of them now are beginning to recognize that anything can happen now. They're no longer safe. And I think that is the way to go right now, to turn the heat on these people, that it's no longer business as usual. Even the ones in Abuja.
And it will never be. And it will never be.
Okay.
Audi, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Audi, can you compare police brutality in Nigeria to policing in America?
I think I believe they both stem from the same source, or at least the foundation has a layer of the same thing, economics. Because in America, of course, police brutality is economics and racism. In Nigeria, it's economic, because let's ask ourselves a question about
Nigeria. In Nigeria, it's economics and power.
Economics and power. But here's a question, though. Because, again, theoretically, we have all these things that we see happening. But let's actually look at the structure of things. If we ask a police officer who pays him, who pays Nigerian police officers? Where does their money come from? What is the structure of their human resources department? How does money get to a police officer in Nigeria? So then if I think about, okay, maybe there's not even an economic structure to pay this police officer, then I think about his day in general. He probably has a family. He probably has a house, a car, dreams, imaginations, aspirations, but he knows he will never attain anything because he doesn't even know who his direct boss is. Here's proof. One day I went to Okokomaiko to buy CDs, music. A friend of mine was sitting in the back.
Where did he say you went to?
Michael, my brother, Cokes. Badagry Express. I went to buy CDs.
Right?
Exactly. I went to go buy music CDs. A friend of mine from Festac was sitting in the back seat. He had a camouflage print hat on. That's all he had, camouflage print. The driver was driving. I was in the passenger seat. My friend was in the back. We're driving, and a real military guy was in front of the car. He tried to stop the car, to take a Guja, take bribe. He saw my friend, who is literally just a student, with the camouflage hat, and he said, Oga, sir! Oga! Oh, no, please go. And I'm like, this guy doesn't even know who he just let by. He just saw camouflage print and let this guy go through.
Yeah, because it belongs to them.
Because he doesn't even know he doesn't even know what the organization, he doesn't know anything. He just knows he wakes
up. The structure.
There's no structure. So if I'm thinking about the actual data, if I'm looking at the actual data of the structure of this guy's day, and I multiply that by, let's say, 1 million police officers who have no idea how they're employed, why am I assuming there's going to be some kind of order? If just looking at the basic data, there's no Chief Valentine runs a company, right? Imagine your nurses don't even know how to claim their time. Like, there's no structure. So it's no surprise that if Tinubu said, hey guys, listen, or whoever ordered the hit, I will give you 2,000 naira tonight. Go on, just shoot. Okay, that's 2,000 naira. So that's one. And then to compare to American, again, the basic is economics. When the resources dry up, tensions rise. It's the inevitable. Every day in Nigeria is drying resources. There was a video I just watched that there was a 600 by 600 warehouse of nothing but provisions. Did you see that? That was provided specifically for COVID, for Nigeria.
For the COVID-19 relief.
They gave no one anything. It was probably some guy that just kept it for himself. So it's... The thing I don't like about things like this is it almost feels like a repeated conversation since like 1900s. It just keeps on going and re-evolving.
But LD, you say you keep on going on, but from what I'm seeing, like Valentine said and I've said it, LD, this is it. Mm-hmm. This is the end. There's a song that goes, this is the end that I see. I can't sing, so I'm not even going to try that. Mm-hmm. But you understand, this is the end. But VDD, yes, LD just brought out a very strong topic. Did you watch that video of that warehouse holding those COVID palliatives that was supposed to go to people?
Yep, I saw the video, and my initial reaction was like, oops, it's nothing new. Mm-hmm. Because these are palliatives that are meant for the people, and these palliatives or this
people, LD, please add the poor people.
Yeah,
the poor people,
literally,
the masses, the poor people. Yes, and these were siphoned or hijacked to serve and stored in a warehouse for a particular family or particular government official. COVID has been on for the past 8 months.
Yes.
And people are not, like, I remember during the first wave of the COVID, Pascal, you were stuck in Nigeria.
Yes, I was in Nigeria.
I know what I did. I know what I did personally. I was communicating with you, Pascal. I know what I did personally to assist the people, my family members. Talk less of even celebrities were now contributing. Average person is now trying to help their fellow man. Whereas we have government officials, we have the UN, all these people that supplied us with money or supplied us with resources to help feed the average people, and yet government officials decided to hold or hoard all these palliatives. So I was happy that these guys actually went there and took what rightfully belongs to them. I'm not going to be upset.
It's not only that the guys went. The military also went there today. The police went there.
I saw them. I saw police officers actually going there to take palliatives, to take rice in the police van.
But that goes back to my question, though. His uniform says he's a police officer. But if you really look at what life is actually about, he's just like the guys who are raiding the thing.
Yeah,
There you go. So,
I saw the police car, police truck. I also saw the army truck.
yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I saw the police
So
truck.
this fight.
Army truck. VDD brought up something that I was gonna capitalize on to ask a question, but I forgot it.
Okay,
So,
but let me ask you a question though, Chief. Let me ask you a question. You're in Toronto, you're both in Canada, and Bros Shop is in Texas. I'm in Los Angeles. If you wake up this morning and you go to a city police officer and you tell the city police officer, listen, city police, with your city uniform, I want you to come to my house and guard my house for the next 48 hours. He will look at you like you're an idiot, right? If you go to a Nigerian police officer and you say, with your uniform and your oga, I will tell you to leave your federally appointed post and come and guard my house for 3 months straight and I will pay you. They will be at your house tonight. Meaning, there is literally, it is both federal and private because these guys really have no order. Literally, there's none.
Oh, okay, no. VDD, go.
Sorry, Pascal. Let me just quickly say something. LD, you are correct. So I was gonna reiterate that the struggle, the fight right now is also for the police officers and the army officers, because if you look at the structure of Nigeria, these police officers are not being compensated very well.
Period.
The police officers get paid, the army officers get paid very little money compared to what the governors and the senators are making. You understand? So, but they have to follow the order because the order comes from the government, the federal government. If they say go and fight, they will go and fight. They have to maintain that order. That's why they go there and they killed all those people. But in reality, these people are not being compensated very well. They have a policeman with 4 kids. A policeman with 4 kids getting paid the minimum wage, not even minimum wage of 30,000. You know what 30,000 naira is in US dollars? That's like less than $10 a month.
I have a cousin. Sorry, I have a cousin who's a doctor. She's a doctor in Lagos, in Luth. I believe she gets paid $800 a month. She's a doctor.
But that's the root cause. That's the root cause analysis of our problems, economics.
That's it. Sharp. Let me ask you a question, right? Do you know anything about the police training in Nigeria?
Nigerian police force. Back in the days, they used to have what we know as Nigerian Police Academy, you know. And then my eldest brother used to be a Nigerian police officer until he retired. So, and I lived with him for quite a long time. I know how disciplined, respectful, you know, and great they used to be. I know that I learned how my big brother would not even let me shine his shoes, his work shoes at that time, because he believed that I don't get it. I don't understand what it means to shine a police officer's shoe.
Wow.
He likes to do those things by himself. Then his top, the shirts, and the pants, he usually take these things to dry cleaners. They straighten these things, starch them very well. They used to be proud.
Nigerian police?
Yes. They did. Nigerian police force used to be the rest of other countries in Africa used to admire Nigerian police.
Cream of the crop.
Yes, at some point in time, Nigerian policemen were being hired by other African countries to train their police force and all. That's how much and how valued Nigerian police officers used to be. But, you know, before you, and just not restricted only to the Nigerian police, also in Nigerian judges. As we speak today, some countries in West Africa and some other parts of Africa, I don't want to mention names now because I don't want to mix them up, but I know that we have some countries that when you go there, the judges in those countries in high positions of power are Nigerians. Nigerians are not really the problem. The problem is the abuse of the system that we have in Nigeria. It used to be a little better, it used to be functional. At that time, a police officer is always protective of his badge, NPF badge number. those days. He protected with everything he had. These guys don't go out abusing people, but I understand what the problem is, just like what Val kind of mentioned
We've
here.
lost Sharp. Howdy.
I see him.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So the problem was the Nigerian needs a serious reformation in judiciary. Nigerian justice system is collapsed. I tell you what, the police will continue doing what they're doing. It's going to be hard to solve that problem, just like my brother here talked about, until we wake up and recognize that we have to fortify the judiciary system in Nigeria, justice system, the police, even the military, the law enforcement. These people.
Sharp, let me summarize it, because you are being too nice. Sharp, let's be real. The system, the government, Nigeria is a failed state.
That's what it looks like now. Yeah.
Nigeria is a failed state. If you talk about
failed for a long time. No, I'm saying it's been trending towards a failed state for a very long time.
Yeah, but now, as I'm speaking, I can authoritatively say that Nigeria is a failed state.
I do have something to say, though, Chief. I have something to add to that, though. Nigeria is not the only. Everywhere that we are right now, I'm in Los Angeles, you're in Canada, we are all in progressively failing states, though. Nigeria just happens to be in a deeper failed state than most, because these countries are still coming from high. But America is not immune to what's happening in Nigeria. The same thing, as long as economic structure is not certain, as long as you don't have a central point of this is the mission statement that we stand on, and these are the resources that we have, you're literally just failing. For example, if we don't produce in the United States of America and all our product comes from China, you're literally just slowly failing. So I understand the focus right now is Nigeria. But the only reason why this is happening at such a magnitude is because Nigeria is now at the boiling point. But everywhere we are, the world is a continuously failing state until something is. Now, here's what I want to say. I want to add something. It seems like everything is reaching a boiling point during COVID. Now, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but if you had been reading documentation from like 8 years ago, it was already projected that we were leading towards something strange. For my friends who are
global destruction,
exactly, complete global, just decay in order for something new to take over, the space. For my friends who, are biblical, readers, they read the Bible a lot. This is like the revelation stage where we go through just complete chaos and suffering, and then we get branded somehow. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because I have friends who are doctors who say COVID is dangerous, but it doesn't deserve a global lockdown. And then when you look at everything transpiring, before Nigeria, there was Brexit, protest. There's stuff going on in Congo right now. There's stuff going on in America. There's stuff going on everywhere, right? I know, again, Nigeria is the focal point, but is it fair to say, or can we make a projection of where, if this is the case, if the world is going through global decay, does Nigeria even have a chance at anything?
No. Answer is capital no. Vidi, go ahead.
Okay. For me, LD, you asked a very valid question. But I think that in comparison to America, Canada, Nigeria, we can see that America have a structure. America and Canada have a system of governance, a philosophy that they adhere to. Even if in America, we can see right now in the global stage, America is slowly drifting away from that philosophy, but you can still see that they have a system of governance. They really believe in democracy, which was kind of like instituted into their constitution, and they believe in their rights. You have democratic parties and you have Republican parties. In Canada, we have, Canada is a very social, progressive, liberal, democratic, progressive nation. So we have liberal parties, we have NDPs, we have other conservative parties. We have two parties actually ruling, conservative parties in Ontario and the liberal parties in the federal government. Just like you have in America, where you have a system where you have the Republicans in charge right now and you have the Democrats. But in Nigeria, right now, we don't have a philosophy of governing our people.
No.
We say we have democracy. Are we a communist country? Are we a progressive liberalist country? Are we a true democracy? Or are we in a country that is ruled by monarchy? Are we still under the British kind of a system? We don't have that. And we have leadership that don't understand the system of governance. We have leaders that are not educated enough with only high school experiences. Leadership that did not even graduate from primary school can go in and become members of the Senate, can go in and become members of the House of Rep, can go in to lead a people. We don't have a system where we can put in place where individuals who actually went on to study political sciences are leading us. Individuals who have experiences with governance, who understands the tricks and treats of system of governance leading us. We don't have that in Nigeria. So yes, Nigeria is going to fail. But if the economy, COVID, for example, Canada gave stipends to every of their citizens during COVID, and they're still giving stipends to their citizens. Regardless of what's going on.
The Nigerian leader packed the ones that were meant for the people and stored
it. See, so because we have a system that works, and we have a system of monitoring, system of accountability where we can monitor how these things are being dispensed to people. Every month, each Canadian family gets about $2,000 monthly. During the period of COVID. And if you have, there are systems. America, well, we understand what's going on in America right now, but there's still a system. Nigeria, we don't have that. America might crash. Nigeria is definitely going to crash. That is just the bottom line. We need a constructive system. We need to tear down the system.
What do you mean that Nigeria is going to crash? The place is already crashed.
It's crashing now. We got to put back put back a system, a philosophy of government with young people that will come in and to rule us. You understand what I'm saying, LD?
Okay. VDD, thank you. We have the one and only Enyi Osuji. Enyi just joined us.
Hey, Enyi, what's going on?
How y'all doing?
All right, Enyi.
What's up, brother, man? How you doing, man?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
Good to see you, my man.
Okay, Enyi, we are at the topic of police brutality in Nigeria. I'm sure you are aware of what has been going on in Nigeria, right?
For sure. Yes.
So, what is your take on it?
You have a world and a society that's unraveling right before your eyes. It's been there, from the beginning. My personal experience with Nigeria is limited. So as far as me being on the soil, I've lived in the village, I've lived in the town, but not like some of you have. And just with that limited experience and the limited time that I spent there, you can see the fissures and the cracks in the system between the politicians and, the way that the wealth gap has been so widened, and it's been that way. So, if you have a broken, a cracked leg, if your leg is cracked already and you're hopping on one leg and somebody kicks you in your leg, you're going to fall. Right. So that's exactly where we're at. There's nothing necessarily new about what's going on right now. It's just you're not seeing the exacerbation of what's happened and the combination of COVID-19. And it's sad and unfortunate. I don't really have much to say because it hurts to watch, and it's something that is just a cause and effect. You've stolen money for X amount of time. You've done all these things for X amount of time. You've treated your people badly for X amount of time. What do you think is gonna happen? This is the explosion of what we allowed and what we maybe not us five, but what we've all seen and turned a blind eye to or couldn't do anything about.
Agree, 100%.
So, once again, I defer to you all because you all have more of an intimate experience with Nigeria than I do. But from the little that I know, this is not new.
Yeah.
The dysfunction is not new. As soon as you land in the airport, you know that you're home. So,
He's not.
I mean,
bro, stop this crying.
Hey, hold on. Hey, you said once you land at the airport, you know that you are home. Are you talking about? Hold on. Hey, are you talking about hell or heaven in terms of home?
Chief.
But I don't want to talk bad about my country. Let me just keep quiet.
No, to add to what he's saying, once I was going to Nigeria and my passport was expired. When I got to Nigeria, they said, come on in. Just give us 5 keys. I'm like, Chief, I'm not even supposed to be here, bro. So he's not lying. It's the truth. You know, but that just goes back to what we've been saying. Now, it is important, though, for us to discuss, as Ross Valentine just spoke, if we're at the bottom of the bottom now, does it look like logically and realistically and logistically that Nigeria has hope at all?
Okay, our sharp, right? To LD, you know, because we've run long now, I'm monitoring how long we've gone. Sharp, we're going to use LD's question and draw our conclusions. Is that okay?
Yes, that'll be fine.
VDD, you got it, right?
So let me update it since that's the case. Does Nigeria have hope, and how?
We'll go from VDD to Enyi to Sharp to me and back to you to conclude.
Okay, so the question now is, does Nigeria have hope and how? What is the process? We can't just give up, like let's have some kind of tangible, you know, data-driven solution. Let's, you know, so does it have hope and how?
VDD, go ahead.
When you've pushed a people or the masses to the wall for so long, at some point they're going to turn around and push back. That is hope. It may be bleak. The future may be bleak. We don't know what lies ahead on the other side. But right now, let's crack that wall and see what's on the other side. So that's what is happening right now. Now, when we crack that wall, we can start setting up things to build what we're going to face on the other side. You understand? And for me, the first thing I think that needs to be done, we need a new system of governance. We need a system of a way. We don't have right now. We don't have what's the word? You know how we have social security and social insurances in Nigeria. We have all those kind of things where we can. We don't have a data system in Nigeria, collective data. We need to institute that way. So when we putting things in place for like things like student loan, things like you want to go finance a car, things like, you know, you want to assist the poor, the masses, you can have a system where you can monitor these things. So we need those system of monitoring in place in Nigeria to help the average people. And we need a system where wealth can be evenly distributed amongst everyone, regardless of your age or your status in life or your social strata in society. So we need a way to create equalities among, if you're a businessman or you're a teacher or you're an engineer, you're being compensated for the things that you do, not because you know someone. Because my life that I live is what the life that you live. Your life is not what more than my life, or your position in life does not what more than my position in life. Everyone should do things that benefits them and benefits their family and society. And and in society at large, we need a system of governance that can aid these things in place. We need policies. We need accountable individuals that will come into Senate, that will come into power. We need young leadership. We need fresh mind. We need creative minds. A Nigerian guy just sold his technology to an American company for $200 million. These are Nigerians that are creative. You know, we need those people to come into power and lead us. And we should let love lead us in Nigeria. We are all Black individuals. There needs to be love. Right now, there's so much hate going on. Tribalism needs to be dead. Religion needs to be killed. in Nigeria. We need to break those barriers down. You're Igbo, you're Yoruba, I'm Hausa, you're Christian, you're Muslim, needs to be debunked. Okay, so with these things, there are hope in Nigeria, but we need all these things to be in place.
Okay, thank you. Shap, do you want to go before Enyi? Go ahead before Enyi go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a glimmer of hope, especially with what is going on the ground now. I mean, it's enough to give assurance that the people back home, people in Nigeria are not dead. Yeah, they're not dead. Nigerians, like I said from the beginning, are ready for, anything good. The only thing lacking in Nigeria is simply governance. That's what the problem is. They're very industrious people, creative people and happy people, and group of people that love to live life to its fullest. That's one thing we know about Nigeria. Now,
good time.
Yes, good time, yes. And then another problem that is, I know that we need to find a way to overcome if we really want to make a good stride in leaping ourselves to the next gen. Seriously, the thing they call indigenization in Nigeria is a problem. I've seen that as a big problem, just like what my brother just said now, Valentine. It's a big problem. We're too particular about what part of Nigeria you come from.
You mean tribalism?
Yeah. What part of Nigeria does he come from? What is his religion? Who is his father? It don't matter how long you've been in an environment. We're so particular about that, and classism is a big problem. But
Say it again.
Yeah, classism is a big problem in Nigeria. But I want to sound a little word of caution also. Most of us, we've lived in overseas for quite a long time, or enough time to know better. I would say I understand the pains and all that, but we got to be careful when we make comparison with what we benefit or what we see in advanced world as compared to what is obtainable in Nigeria. Nigeria is still a third world country, and that's why we really need to find a way. The system that works in places like America, in the West, may not really be the best system for a developing country like Nigeria. I recognize that there are other countries I used to know that used to be in the same path with Nigeria back in the days. Countries like, say, India, Indonesia, even Malaysia, and some other, countries that are considered middle power or middle power these days. But they keep going up, and Nigeria keep drowning, going down. So it's a problem. We are still real at the bottom, but on human resources and otherwise, Nigeria do have everything. We only need someone to come in to cement the wall that will hold us together, put better policies. Any day we begin to give positions, appoint or elect people based on their experiences and what they can deliver to the country, that will be the day we're working up. But if we continue in this style of tribalism, North against South, Yoruba against this and that, we all keep pointing our fingers towards this, but we know that has been the problem that has held us to the ground for a long time. As soon as we get ourselves out of it, and I will beg on those of us that are living overseas, please, sometimes we get a little worse than people back home. I know why I'm saying this. I've run into a couple of Nigerians here. We tend to still bring that type of lifestyle we have back home.
Yes, yes.
Now here, the first thing that comes when you meet a Nigerian, oh, that guy now, you're a bad guy, you are beg.
That should be that's a full topic for another day. And we're gonna take no doubt that we're gonna take it as a topic, but it needs to be discussed.
Yeah. Okay.
It's actually a huge problem. But before Enyi, let's go with you. Enyi, what do you think is the hope? Do we have hope, like Eldi asked?
I think that we need to slow down on the mania of hope, but I agree that there is a little bit of a glimmer, but we need to move out of the hope discussion and start looking at ourselves head on. Because hope. America is more than likely gonna fall. So everybody talking about the system that works here is different. It's not even working in America. The American system is not even working for Americans. Look at America right now. Yes, there are several advantages to certain things that you get, but it's not like it's working here. But as far as Nigeria goes, Nigeria needs, I think, two things: accountability and, ironically, discipline. Because I asked myself, I'm like, and this is no disrespect to any other country, because this is amongst Nigerians talking, at least as I know. How did we allow Rwanda and Ghana to pass us up and outdo us in all these areas? When did that happen?
I didn't hear you well. Say it. I didn't understand the English.
How did Rwanda and Ghana
Overtake us.
overtake Nigeria, the giants of Africa? When did that happen? I'm just trying to understand. And if you can pinpoint at what moment the divergent went, it started, maybe we can start to have a discussion about what we need to do with Nigeria. Because I think that why I say accountability is, when we talk about governance, we talk about putting the right people who deserve to be where they need to be. That's accountability. That's responsibility. It's not about putting, oh, because he's my son, he's this, or I know him. We have to change all of that. And all of us know that that's ingrained, is in the DNA.
Deep.
In the DNA.
Yeah.
And that's just something that's not going to come out overnight. We have to change our ideology, the way we think, because those countries made sacrifices so they can enjoy the country that they're living in today. Obama flew past this. I'm not going to Nigeria.
Yes.
I'm not going to Nigeria. Obama said, I'm not going to Nigeria.
Big message.
Let that hit us.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know that we need to go some places before we get to hope. Because that is the comment of the day. But LD, you want to go? You want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, from the very first day that we started APT to now, I've kind of been pretty consistent, and it may be because I'm tunnel vision with the experience that I have. I've worked in economic development, career counseling, and in banking. So that's kind of how I see the world. How does the money work? How do people make money? That's how I see the world. And, it's easy to tell the outcome of a society based on what the value of the resources are and how people know how to keep themselves alive based on the resources. And if there's any hope, it'll be for Nigerians to stop gauging ourselves from the Queen's perspective and actually start looking at who we truly are, for real. Like, I know, I'm glad Russ Chop mentioned that we may not want to look at what the advanced world is doing and what's working in the advanced world when we're comparing ourselves that to Nigeria. The problem is our intellectuals in Nigeria believe we are in the advanced world intellectually. Well, that's fine if we're book smart. It's just the truth. Because, we brag about our education a lot. He's PhD, he's a this engineer. These things are all good theoretically. But if we don't have it practically, we don't really have anything. And I'm going to keep on going back to that same thing, because the bus driver, the downfall driver, really has to drive the downfall, right? He has to really drive the downfall to make money. The marketman has to actually really sell. The farmer has to really plant a seed, and fruit has to come out for him to sell it. But the people who lead our intellectual class are based on what exactly? The power that they've been able to transfer. There's really they're on the top floor, but they're not connected to the foundation. The foundation is what keeps it up. So if today it's police brutality, tomorrow it's prostitution, next week it's kidnapping, at the end of the day, it all stems from the same place.
Exactly.
It all stems from the same place. And until we accept that we are Nigerians and we start looking at Nigeria for what Nigeria actually is, nothing's going to change. But I truly believe, though, the thing I do like about this generation, Gen Z and millennials, they don't have shame. They're more genuine than the previous generations. They don't mind being vulnerable in public and really saying what's going on. So I think and they're also exposed to the world just on their phone. So I think as long as they keep trying and we keep trying to help as much as we can, and also knowing our role in divorcing our ego. I don't have to be the one that gets the complete praise. but I must know my role in fixing whatever problems we have and advancing, our culture. I think, and another thing, before I go, I think it's also time for women to rule Nigeria.
Oh Lord, hold on. That's our next topic. That's our next topic.
I'm just gonna be honest.
100% agree with you, LD.
LD, I was just discussing with Madam 5 minutes ago. I said maybe it's time for the Nigerian men to hand over power to the people.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
I actually do agree, though.
And it's not. You know what? Hey, LD, can we take that as our next topic?
We will do that.
Okay. So can I go now?
Biko, one day,
go. You guys have almost said everything. The only thing that, the only one that came up, because I was thinking we had hope until Enyi spoke. After Enyi spoke, I had to rewrite my points. So from what Enyi said, before you start looking for hope, like some certain things have to be in place. That's where I'm going to take my conclusion from. So I think number one, foundation, the toilet. We need to flush the toilet. And we need to flush it by any means and all means necessary. That means these analog leaders that have been recycling themselves, we need to stop the recycle bin and throw it away. We need to flush it.
Drain the swamp.
Until we flush that, then we can now come to see hope, the hope here. And then when we see that hope here, we need to bring in the technocrats among the youth. Those who this old toilet has not spoiled. Because not those who will come in and be the new version of the old toilet. I keep using toilet because in my eyes, all the people that are leading Nigeria, they are a piece of toilet. Piece of shit. That's why I keep using toilet, piece of shit. Now, after we do that, we need to do a reorientation of our people in the ideology. Let money and the material stuff not be the measure of societal levels.
Yes.
When we were growing up, it was better. My dad was a school teacher and a businessman. My mom was a nurse. They were very respected in the society, not because they had money that much, but because they had integrity. So we need to reorient our people, let them know we don't need more Tinibus. We don't need more Ojos or Carlos. We don't need more articles. We don't need more Babangidas. We need the Kwame Nkrumahs. People who care for their own people. We need the Mandelas. People who are, we need in Nigeria. There's one man that I regret it tomorrow that he never got a chance to lead Nigeria. Fela Anikulapo Kuti.
Damn. You went there. Damn.
I have to go there. You know why? When you listen to Fela speak, okay, look at what Fela did with his shrine.
Fact. Disneyland. African Disneyland.
I was there 2 years ago.
Fela's shrine was a place where the poor, the rich, the middle class, the overseas, the abroad, the foreigner, everybody can come together under one roof and have a good time.
That's right.
That is what we need to bring into Nigeria. Nigeria should not be for only the people who are connected. We need a Nigeria where a child of nobody can become a somebody without knowing anybody.
Fact.
Hey,
say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
We need a Nigeria where a child of nobody can become a somebody without knowing anybody. We need a Nigeria that should operate on merit.
I hear you.
Thank you all very much, man.
My chief, my brother.
Let's do this another day.
fact.
Thank you.
Final message to Nigeria in general, you know, by the grace of God. I will say one thing that I'm pretty sure everyone here feels. I don't think I've lived a day in America without feeling guilty for being in America as a Nigerian. I'm just going to be honest, because every day it's the truth, you know, because when you see Nigeria.
I told my madam the other day, I said, the only thing I regret, I only have one regret in my life. And the only thing I regret is the day I left the University of Port Harcourt to come to America. Because I was already into students' union politics.
But you see, Chief, I understand what you're saying, but we also have to understand that there is an advantage in seeing the advanced world and transferring that information back home. You know, I don't think any knowledge is wasted. I completely understand what you're saying. I will not trade my experience because I lived in Nigeria. I went to school in Nigeria, and I know the advantages I have being in America. But it's also an advantage for my family back home that I'm in America. You know, so the thing I was saying is I've never not felt guilty because I'm connected to actual people in my community in Nigeria. But I have to be here in order to send actual American dollars back home, you know, because some of my friends have no hope. A lot of my friends have no hope. But, you know, in general, all I'm just using just to close out is obviously we all care. And it's unfortunate what's going on in Nigeria. But the best thing we can do is find a way that we can, whether it's through this message, whether it's through finances, whether it's through, you know, V. Diddy sharing his experiences, whatever the case may be, it just has to be, something has to be done. And I believe this is one of those processes.
Okay, LD, before you shut off, I need to send a message to all the Nigerian young military out there.
Please.
Young military Nigerians. Guys, the young guys in the Army, the Navy, the police, Air Force, you guys are stupid. You guys are very, very dumb. These people that are telling you to go and kill your age mates, your age grades, your classmates, your friends, these people took power when they were 30-something years old and 20-something years. You are 30-something years old. You are 20-something years old. You are still taking order from these old men that's close to their grave to go and send your own generation to early grave. If somebody killed them, like they're asking you to come and kill your age mates now, would they be where they are? You guys are stupid. If you want to play with the gun, you guys need to know the way to play with this gun. With that, say House of Commons, thank you all very much.
Cheers, guys.